Hey guys,
hey.
Welcome back to our channel. So today we wanted to bring you guys a new video. This is going to be kind of like a routine video that you'll see on our channel.
We're going to be taking one palette, making two looks, and then we're going to switch for the second video of the month. So today I'm going to be using the Alamar Cosmetics in the Reina del Caribe Volume 1. She just recently released Volume 2, and I plan to pick that up. It retails for $28.
Ooh.
Online. Yeah.
And I'm using the Juvia'S Place palettes. This is in Magic, or The Magic by Juvia. I love this line, this company. The palettes pans themselves can be quite massive, so I doubt I'll ever hit pan, but the price point is also amazing.
For this one, I tried to do two looks that were complete opposites, so they're both going to have warm and cool tone shades in them, but I am going to be doing a different eye shape with either, and one is going to be more of a daytime wear, and then one's going to be more of a nighttime wear.
So I'm going to dive in using my Sephora Pro Blending number 27 brush with the color Nana in the palette. I'm going to use this as my transition shade with my handy dandy mirror.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm going to be taking the Morphe M412. It's a great fluffy blending brush. I use it for every transition shade that I do, every crease shade that I do. So we're going to be taking the COCO-TAXI shade and getting that out into the crease and just blending out on the edge of the eye.
So I love Juvia Place. Just their palettes are just so colorful, so amazing. Even their neutral palettes. The shades in there are just everything you would need for like a one-stop palette, which I love and I very much appreciate. And the pigmentation is amazing. Especially for dark skin tone, you can actually see the colors.
It's just great to see a brand that has deeper and medium shades in mind. So my brand, Alamar Cosmetics, it's owned by a Latina woman, and she based this palette off of her growing up in Alamar. This was her first release. She works with BoxyCharm.
We're kind of just going with the flow today. We're just going to see what inspiration just pops out while we're doing this look. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this Morphe M531 brush. It's more of a tapered blending brush, and I'm going to dive into ZAKIYA. I think that's how you say it. ZAKIYA? ZAKIYA?
Mm-hmm. That's how you say it? I work with a lady that's named
ZAKIYA. And just dipping in with this brush, and I'm going to put this in the crease and blend it outwards. So yeah.
Now that I have my crease blended, I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, which I just recently started using again, to prime my lid. Going to prime that real quick.
So I'm not using a specific primer. Again, we already did our like foundation video, and I put concealer and set that already on my eyes, so I kind of use that as a primer when I'm doing like natural looks.
That's normally what I do, but I've been trying to get back into using a primer because like, why not? I have it.
Yeah, the shade is really pretty just on the lid on its own, and so I'm still applying, and they layer really nicely. Like I'm not having any like spotting or flaking. You can just build this up as much as you want, and it looks super nice on the skin. So yeah, so going back with my first brush from Sephora that we used with Nana. No product, I'm just wanting to blend the edges of ZAKIYA out into the Nana that we already placed.
And then I was just taking my Morphe 412 to kind of apply some of the CAFECITO shade. I'm looking for a smaller brush, but I guess I didn't bring one. So I'm going to be taking my Sephora Pro Shadow number 14 to just kind of take care of that brown, blend it out on the edge, and then I'm going to be using it to apply it over the the outer side of the lid, and then I'm going to be going in with my metallic shade shortly. And adding just slight amount of product because these shades are very pigmented. You do not have to get a lot of product on there.
And then I'm going to go into the shade Boronu. I will put names down below. But I'm using the Sephora Pro Small Shadow in the number 15. And this is more of a shimmer shadow. And I want to apply this in the inner corner and bring it out just a hair. Now this is so pigmented. I barely tapped into this shadow.
That's one really good thing about Juvia'S places. They're super affordable, but they also are like really great formulation. So I'm so happy that Ulta started to carry some of their products now. Have you tried any of their highlights?
No, I want to. Okay, so I'm actually loving the way that this shimmer looks, this Boronu. So we're gonna go back and add a little more, and we're gonna make this a, I don't know, we'll say cut crease without the cut. Because everything, I just want everything to blend, so I don't want to make it like too dramatic of a cut crease, but I'm just gonna add this more onto the lid than before. So spread it midway, blend it in with that lid shade that we put on previously.
And since I've been kind of working on the outer edge of my eye, I'm just taking a little bit more of the COCO-TAXI in the same brush and just kind of blending the two together to make it a nice seamless look. I'm not really caring about how my under eye is going to be looking right now, because I am going to go back and clean that up with concealer and make sure that it's all where it needs to be.
Okay, I'm going back in with ZAKIYA on that fluffy brush, and I'm adding it to the outer corner, blending it into that Boronu shimmer shade, just so everything looks nice and blended and kind of effortless is where I'm going with this.
It's a day look.
Yeah, I'm not looking for something too dramatic, but I want something that looks like, yeah, okay, cool. You look good-ish, kind of. Maybe
so I'm going to be moving forward with applying the MALECON shade, which is a metallic. It's kind of like a silvery kind of taupe color. And so I'm just going to go ahead and take my finger and just apply that just bare, since I already have that primer on there.
Alright, so I'm using my holy grail favorite eyeliner. This is a Kat Von D ink liner in the shade Trooper Black. Honestly, love this. It's a felt tip, but the fabric in the felt never frays. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I am doing a wing look. I tried to keep it natural, but you guys, I get carried away. I get carried away with my wings.
People wear wings in the day. Bat wings, that is. And then I'm just taking a light tap with my finger to kind of apply a little bit of the metallic shade onto the center of the lid, just to kind of get that gradient going, but I'm concentrating it most in the inner eye. I'm not a huge fan of brown shadows. Like, you'll probably never see me do a brown shadow unless it's going to be for a 2-in-1 look. So I just prefer to use more neutral shades like a gray or a black. But today, this is what's in the palette, so this is what I'm going to do.
I love the concept of this video because it'll get us out of our comfort zone as far as we're always gravitating to one palette. So this will definitely make us, one, use the palettes we have in our collection, but also out of our norm type of look.
I think I'm going to go in now and just kind of clean up my outer eye, make that a nice straight line. So I'm just taking a little bit of concealer and applying it to a triangle sponge so I can get that nice crisp line. Brought a brand new one today so we can get that done. I'm using the Koki Professional Illuminating Concealer in the shade Light. And I'm just going to apply that under the eye here. Just kind of clean up this line and underneath the eye. What about a neutral lip and a bottom lip? Is that a look?
Oh, what?
It's like milk. If I just don't do the top lip, I'll just leave it.
Yeah, it's a look.
I'll do the
I mean,
inner.
it's a look if you say it's a look.
I won't outline it.
You're like, ma'am, you forgot. No, I didn't. Alright, so this is our daytime look using 2 brands. Stay tuned and we will jump into our night look using the same palette.
Now I'll just be taking my trusty Morphe M412 to do my blending into the crease. Hopefully this works out nicely.
So I think compared to like an everyday look, a natural look, and then an all-nighter look, I love all-nighter looks over every day. I don't know. I like really dramatic colors. I just love color palettes. I mean, every day is nice, but I'm like, yeah, give me something bold.
I'm normally the opposite. I'm doing very, like I said in our last look, very light-handed look, but today we're going to be going deep, deep, deep. Before I plant down my Guantanamera, I'm going to be putting in a little bit of COSTA, which is a shimmery pink shade. It's kind of a little bit of champagne, just to kind of make that transition to the outer side a little bit easier.
So we're just going to go ahead and start with our base color. I'm using a Morphe brush. This is the PK524. So I'm going to go in with the shade Icy. It's this really dark purple shade. And we're just going to put this all over the lid, actually.
Ooh, we're starting with the lid today.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the lid. So I'm going to place it on my outer corner and move it into my inner corner and do some blending in between. Yes, look at that pigmentation.
He's so dark.
Yes.
So for Guantanamera, it's a matte shade, and I'm just taking a little bit outside of my natural eye circle to just kind of do more of a winged look, because that's the shape we're going to be going for today. But I'm just trying to blend that all into the crease and get that pigmentation really high, which is not a problem with this palette whatsoever. I'm just trying to build up my shades because I like to do a build up versus just going right in, packing in the color, just living that life.
Yeah. I'm going to use my Morphe E30, and this is also a blending fluffy brush. Dip into Nana and blend out the outer edges of this purple we laid down.
Just make them super soft.
Yeah.
Then I'm just using my Viramona color switch to clean off my brush, because this is the same brush I use every day, so I can't be leaving that beautiful rusty shade in there. And then I'm going to be going in with my Sephora Pro number 14, which is like a flat paddle brush, to just kind of pack in the blue after I do a little bit of cleaning underneath the eye with some concealer. So let me find a concealer brush.
Alright, so we're just going to repeat those two steps on the other eye.
What concealer do I want to use? Guess I'll be going in with my Koki Professional Be Bright in the shade Light. It's kind of an illuminator, but it is pretty tame for what I would refer to as an illuminating concealer. I'm just going to be patting that in here a little bit so I can cut this crease.
Okay, so now that the purple's set, we are going to go in with our cut crease shaping. I'm going to use my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Amande. This is what I shape my brows with under my brows, and I just like it to use it for cut creasing as well, because I have a lot of control with this kind of like pomade texture.
And I'm just cleaning up my cut crease line with my Morphe M250-0. It's a really, really tiny, precise brush. It's kind of like a duo lash glue shape. So it's very, very small and precise, which is great for getting that nice clean line and bolding up the cut of the crease, which is what I prefer to see when I see a cut crease. I don't want to see like a sad little blended line. I want to see a nice bold line. It's a cut, y'all. Okay, now that I've kind of firmed up that inner line, I'm going to go with my concealer again and just clean up the outer shape, just so I can get some of that red out of my way and it doesn't blend too much into the blue that we'll be placing here shortly. I want to do a little bit of a blend, but I don't want quite that much red into it. So I'm just going to take that same brush without applying any more product and just kind of clean and sweep underneath my eye. So I'm just dipping into the shade Varadero, and it's a nice blue metallic shade. We'll be doing some swatches for you guys later to show you what products we used for the particular eye up close, because, you know, zooming far away is kind of hard for two people. I'm just going to go ahead and start stippling that onto the eye, and then when I get closer up to my cut crease line, I'm going to be going back in with that finer 250-0 to just kind of make that an easy line, and I don't have to go in and keep correcting.
Okay, so I'm going in with the Sephora Small Shadow number 15, and I'm using the shade FASO, which is a shimmery light purple, and I'm going to bring it on both sides of the concealer, but not in the center of that like halo, because we're going to add a different color there. So just blend it in with that dark purple and pulling it in towards the lid, but not all the way. I want to leave a little bit concealer there for the other shade.
As I'm moving my eyes, because I do have a lot of primer under there, I am just going to go back in and just pat lightly over just to set everything from where I was planting the blue, now that I have my line specifically placed for the cut crease. just to kind of give that extra boldness here. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of the COSTA shade and just kind of put that on the inner eye just to bring into that transition. And then I will be finishing my waterline and smoking out the outside with the Guantanamera just to get that look finally finished out.
Okay, so I'm using the same brush and you're just going to flip it over. And, okay, this pink is calling my name, so we're just going to use it. I'm going to use ZUBA, which is also a shimmer shade. What side did I use the purple? Okay. Make sure you flip it over so you're not like mixing the color in the same brush. Oh, hello, pink.
Yes, girl.
Come through, pink. Come through.
My camera is not doing it justice right now. It is really a beautiful shade, y'all. I love Juvia'S shimmers. I can't wait until we switch for our other 2-in-1 look, and we'll be using the opposite palettes.
I already know what look I'm going to do with her palette.
Well, you
like yesterday, I was like, okay, I'm going to put that color in the other and then blend it with that color.
What about your second look, though? You only have one?
Yeah, I only have my dramatic look on. I'm telling y'all, I love dramatic eyeliner or eyeshadow looks, so making something natural is kind of harder for me, but if you want to make it crazy and colorful, I got you. Yeah, tell me to make a natural look with the palette and I'll be sitting there for hours.
So I'm just taking a little bit of concealer on a triangle foam sponge. I'm just going to be kind of softening these edges here. And the concealer that I'm using to kind of clean up my wing shape is the Superstay, oh, this is so scratched, Maybelline Better Skin Concealer Corrector in the shade in 80. This is really, really old, but it's the best concealer that I have that's more of like a nude that just kind of blends into my skin. It doesn't make a really white line. It's not what I want to do after I've already finished my whole face and go in really, really light concealer, because then I'm just going to have to either blend that out or put more highlight back over it. I'm just taking my Morphe M165 angle brush and just kind of swooping out the wing with the Guantanamera color just to kind of cover up the end of that blue and make it a little bit more seamless transition. And then I'm going to just be fixing up any other areas with my concealer to just kind of complete this eyeshadow. We done, y'all.
We is done. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
I like
yours too.
Yeah.
You have a hair in your lash and I don't want you to rip it off.
Yeah, it's good.
Our little gay moment.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thanks for sticking tuned for the palette looks of both day and night using 2 palettes.
Yeah, and then we'll be tuning in for the next video. We'll be switching and doing 2 looks, so I can't wait to play because I actually don't own the Magic palette just because I have 3 Juvia'S palettes and I love them all, but I don't need 4 right now.
And she can always use mine. So.
True, very much. Well, thanks so much for watching this video, guys, and if you have any questions or if you want to see us do something different, just leave that down in the comments. We'll be listing all the products that we used, and yeah, stay tuned for future videos.